All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Vertical Presents webinar program. Vertical Presents is a monthly webinar program that delivers webinars that are designed to help you learn more about the many facets of communications. This particular set of presentations is targeted at consultants as part of our consultant collaboration program to keep CCP members aware of the changes in communication ecosystems. You can see what webinars are coming up by visiting vertical.com and navigating to Vertical Presents under the Resources tab on the menu ribbon. Today's webinar is on dissecting Mitel's new MiCloud Connect Partner Managed solution offering. This month we have voice expert Tym Larson, the Vice President of Solution Engineering, as our presenter. We also have Mitel expert and Vertical Solution Engineer Daryl McClure. During the webinar, please mute your microphone for the entirety of the session. If you have a question during the webinar, please enter it using the chat function. At the end of the webinar, Tim and Daryl will answer all of your questions. You can also email follow-up questions to us at webinar@vertical.com. Today's webinar will be recorded, and we will send you a link to the recording tomorrow so that you can review sections or share the webinar with your colleagues. You can also access it by using our Vertical Presents homepage. Just one final reminder, please mute your microphone. Tim, take it away.
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate your intro and being here today with us. As well, I appreciate all the consultants that are joining us today. We appreciate your time. We know it's valuable. We appreciate you that you've come to spend this half an hour to an hour with us, and we hope you find it valuable. We'll jump right in. So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to do some introductions. I'll introduce the team that we have here on the phone. We'll talk about what is Mitel Partner First, as they're calling it now, and what does that mean to us. We'll also talk about how Vertical brings that to bear and what that means to your clients. And then we'll have a wrap up with some questions and answers. And again, we brought Daryl McClure, the subject matter expert on this topic today, to answer any and all of your questions. I'm Tym Larson, as Eric said. I'm the Vice President of Solutions Engineering. I've been here over 20 years with Vertical. As well, Daryl McClure, as I mentioned, he's been here over 25 years with Vertical. And more importantly, he's been making customers really happy all that time. It's not just about solutions with verticals. It's about customer satisfaction and making sure the implementation goes smooth. And that's what Daryl and I and the whole team here specialize in. So let's talk about what is Mitel Cloud Connect Partner First. Well, it consists of three things that we're going to talk about today. One, Mitel focusing on the infrastructure changes to the Cloud Connect product, moving microservices and other architecture to GCP and AWS, a focus on real uptime and reliability, and a focus on making Connect a best-in-class in the cloud product. Number two, we'll talk about some business model changes. What does Partner First mean for the partner as well as for Mitel as well as for the customer? And we'll talk about the value proposition, what that means for your customers effectively. So first, let's take a look at what has Mitel been doing over the past several months to take Connect into the best-of-class cloud features. First and foremost, it starts with the best-in-class infrastructure, and more importantly, best-in-class practices around that infrastructure. Just having good hardware or good technology, as I will say many times today, is no good unless you have the processes and the people and the procedures to manage that technology to the state-of-the-art expectations that our customers have. So that involves best practices, distributed layers, really distributing the core applications between GCP, AWS, and some POPs that we're going to talk about in a minute that are still Mitel brick-and-mortar-based POPs. But there's a good reason for having this sort of distribution in the network, and we'll talk about that a little bit further. Carrier redundancy and DR is another huge focus that they spent a lot of cycles and a lot of time bringing Cloud Connect into the 21st century. Also, taking the best-in-class telephony providers, whether it be SIP or tariff-based processors, and being able to drive those into these POPs, as we've talked about, so that we can provide connectivity to our customers, whether that be OTT over the top, or whether it be over an MPLS or an SD-WAN solution, or what the customer brings.
MPLS is going away, dude.
Also, 24/7 monitoring and system tools, as well as working on their compliance features. So let's talk about what did Mitel do in terms of leveraging best-in-class architecture. It really comes down to taking a lot of the microservices and moving those to the best-in-class cloud architecture. So that would be GCP and AWS. And they've moved a lot of the telephony, core telephony features and call processing, contact center, and some other functions that we'll see in a minute over to GCP. They also have messaging, meetings, and contact center over in AWS. And those are fully resilient services. And there's a lot of redundancy built into both the GCP and AWS platforms in their core, as well as what we'll see in a moment, the hardware resiliency and the best practices resiliency built into these POPs, these points of presence that Mitel provides. In addition, you can see at the bottom of the screen, this customer network is where the customer would connect back to us over MPLS, SD-WAN, or OTT over the top. As we dive a little bit deeper into what they've been doing in terms of moving different pieces of microarchitecture into the cloud, you can see that the various pods, the Connect pods for voicemail, telephony, and contact center, as well as a bunch of shared services, call recording, and provisioning live up in GCP. And there's a good reason for that. We can use a lot of the built-in native GCP tools, whether it be Kubernetes or Stackdriver, to spin up new instances and really have that capacity in real time for our customers as needed. Whether it be world disasters or local disasters, as we've had in Texas with some snow and ice storms. This has really been an architecture that's been winning for Mitel in terms of uptime and reliability. In addition, bringing a lot of the other microservices over to the AWS where it makes sense, again, using Kubernetes and storing a lot of our database and storage infrastructure over here, as well as load balancing. This really supports a lot of the collaboration, the meetings, and again, a redundant source for contact center in the cloud. As we take one step deeper and we look at those POPs that Mitel continues to maintain as brick and mortar facilities, there's a good reason for that. These things that should be close to the customer, close to the edge, are maintained in a highly available structure within these POPs. These are the best data facilities in the country. And by that, we mean these are SOC 2 compliant data centers. These are the best of the breed in terms of power, reliability. And then inside of those data centers, Mitel has built a whole host of services, both hardware and software, whether it be network core switching or hardware server arrays or firewalls, to really bring that HA and that uptime to these POPs as well. All the while bringing in the best of breed carriers, both SIP and PSTN, as well as being able to provide customer local connectivity, close hop on, hop off for either MPLS, SD-WAN, or over-the-top services that we're providing to our customers. Again, all of this really brings this trifecta, this three-legged stool to the best-in-class services in the cloud here, providing you the best-in-class from Google, from AWS, and from Mitel and the local carriers and resiliency that they've really been focusing on over the past several months here. So let's talk a little bit about, who Mitel is and why they're doing this. Why is this important to what Mitel is focusing in terms of the business they're bringing to the market? Well, as we know, Mitel is bringing the best of modern communication services to the market, and they want to expand that. They want to make it easy. They want to cultivate that. They want to expand their customer base, and they want to make this easy to transition to cloud. Well, what does that mean in terms of the risks that they face? Well, there's a lot of things out there when you move to the cloud that you need to be aware of. And that's what as a service, software as a service means exactly that. It's not just the software. There is a bunch of service happening behind the scenes on your behalf, on the customer's behalf, to make sure that we are in compliance, that we are avoiding disasters, that we are avoiding human resource risks, that we are avoiding any sort of natural disasters or denial of service. Or as technology emerges, we've got security teams on the front edge of all of these technologies, keeping abreast of what is what and making sure that your communications, your collaborations are secure. We saw a lot of that as this technology emerged into the forefront over this COVID season, that there was a lot of emerging technology risk. And how did you mitigate that? Well, it had to do with a lot of very smart people in the background providing the as a service part and making sure to mitigate and overcome these new emerging threats. So what does that mean to you? How do we address those? Well, we use proactive risk management. We protect your information. We have robust crisis management, incident reporting, and lessons learned behind the scenes, so that we're always doing a what happened, what was the root cause, why did it happen, how do we prevent it next time? That's all part of the as a service that's going on behind the scenes. as most customers see, they get dial tone when they pick up the phone, they have a meeting when they click on the meetings button, and they chat when they click on the chat button. But what they don't see is all the work that goes into making that a best of breed, leading edge, best in class solution. And that's what we're talking today with Mitel Cloud Connect. And really, the proof is in the pudding in terms of their focus on resiliency and uptime. As you can see here, Down Detector is where I go to check all outages for all the various services that we provide as vertical. And as you can see, Mitel has really had an impact on that in terms of their downtime compared to folks like Zoom Phone and Ring at the bottom of the list. And again, this is not this is a point of data that says they've really been focusing on this, and that focus has been successful. The architecture and infrastructure changes, as well as the focus on resiliency and uptime, has really made a big difference over the past 12 months. And Mitel is very sure of what they've been doing behind the scenes. So they put together this MiCloud, MiConnect 90-day customer satisfaction guarantee. And this is a 90-day evaluation period with Mitel assistance, meaning you get 45 days as the customer to use the system. If you're not happy, Mitel has 30 days to partner with you and your partner to fix the issues. And if you don't find that you're satisfied, the SLAs were not met, or we could not fix the issues, Mitel could not fix the issues, then you can cancel the contract free of charge, and you're only paying, the customer's only paying for the shipping of the actual products, desk phones and whatnot, and services used. Again, 90-day evaluation with Mitel by our side, by the customer side, to make sure this thing goes right. And as we say, we want to get this off on the right foot. We want to have the user adoption go well. And this is Mitel putting their money where their mouth is and saying, we'll give you 90 days to be satisfied with our service. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up and we'll take it back. So we think this is a powerful tool. It also enables partners like us to go to the market with great assurance that our partner, Mitel, has our back and has done the work behind the scenes to make sure that this is not a platitude. This is a real guarantee. This is something that we can stand behind, offer our customers, and we know that this is going to be successful. There's no way that in 45 days or 90 days, we're going to turn around and let a customer go back to the old way of doing things. We're going to get it right for them. And that's part of customer first and partner first. So let's talk about the business model drivers. We've talked a bit about the technology drivers behind partner first, but Partner First really has some real roots in the legacy of Mitel. As many of you know, we've been a Mitel dealer for over 30 years. We've been in the upper echelons of that for many, many years. And we continue to be a trusted advisor to Mitel on what they're doing in the marketplace. And this was a real area where we felt we had expertise in the marketplace to bring the Cloud Connect product to our customers in a partner-led model, in a partner-first model, as we are the trusted advisor for a number of our customers, for all of our customers. And we want to be a trusted advisor for all of your customers as well. So, being a single source, one throat to choke, as I like to call it colloquial, we really have the strengths to bring this to bear nationwide for our customers, for customers that you would bring to bear as well, and really do this in a partner-first mentality. What this means is we can bring our project management, our solutions engineering, our end-to-end give a damn, our training methodology, our real expertise of over 30 years of delivering Mitel expertise in the field, and we can bring that to bear for your customers directly. So it eases that transition to the cloud. We manage the experience. We really hold their hands. We make it very seamless. We like to say we make it easy. Easy is a relative term, so I like to say we make it seamless. We make it very smooth, and we make it worry-free. That doesn't mean there aren't going to be issues along the way. There's always fun stuff with telephony and porting, but we worry about those things. You continue to run your business the way you need to, and we make sure that all the back-end stuff, the as-a-service stuff, gets taken care of. What does that mean for us on the backside? Mitel had a lot of work to do to make this easy to use, to make an intuitive portal, to make self-service an option, to simplify the training, and make this a true multi-tenant public cloud infrastructure. And as we've talked about in the infrastructure play, that's exactly what they've been doing on the back end, but also on the front end to make this easier to use for provisioning, for bringing on new users, for development, for discovery, all of the different features and functions that us as a partner need and you as consultants need and our customers need, they had to bring to the forefront and make very easy to use. And that's one of the focuses that they've been very successful at. Our team is very pleased with what Mitel's done on this front to make this easy to use for us to be a partner-led, partner-first product. This is just an idea of what the original partner retail versus partner managed programs looked like. Initially, Mitel delivered everything from end to end for the customer: the hosting, the pricing, the customer contract, the onboarding, the billing, the customer support, the contract renewal. Everything belonged to Mitel, and that was okay. But we really have this relationship. Some of these relationships go back 20, 30 years with our customers. And we wanted to still have that consultative relationship with our customer, because not only are we deep with the customer and we understand their business, but we also understand what other factors are happening inside of their technology stack, whether it be transitioning to SD-WAN or getting off MPLS or any of the various technologies that are going on in that space, as well as bringing other collaboration solutions to play, whether it be workforce management or other things around the edge that really enhance their business and drive it forward. That's what a partner does, as opposed to a manufacturer delivered product. So nothing wrong with manufacturer delivered. And in fact, we rely on Mitel to be the best manufacturer out there in terms of their, getting this thing right in terms of infrastructure and high availability. But on the delivery side, on the customer touch, we know that vertical does it best, and we've done it for a long time for Mitel, and they've recognized that with this partner first program, in that sometimes the partner really has the relationship and we need to drive that forward. That's part of the goodness of a solution. So why is this good for your customers? Well, it's closer to the VAR model that we are all used to. The VARs have been traditionally a trusted partner in telephony and data for your customers. And that's a model that they're used to, something coming alongside locally and collaborating with them. And that's exactly what we can do nationwide as vertical. They feel as though they get better service from local people they know and trust. They can pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Tim, I got a problem, give me a hand." And we certainly jump right all over it. There are existing relationship that we build on there, as well as we're able to bring those broader technology offerings to our customers and to your customers alongside of the collaboration platforms such as Mitel Cloud Connect. So next, I want to talk about how vertical fits into this, because we've talked a bit about Mitel and all their efforts in terms of how they've gone to market with Cloud Connect and pushing this partner first. But in the background, we've been really a partner of Mitel's in making this come to fruition. So we're very excited about this program. And what we bring to the table is the vertical difference. It really is that high touch customer design, that exceptional solutions design that Daryl and my team bring to the table, where we sit with the customer, we understand what their business is, we understand what's going to drive them in 2021 and 2023 and 2027, right? We're really consulting alongside their business. We then have a whole team of project managers and implementation that have been with us for 20, 30 plus years, and they make that worry-free planning, prep, and install. Again, not problem-free. There's always technological issues with carriers and porting and fun stuff that goes on. But what we do is we take the worry out of that. We make sure that we're handling that. We're the experts. We've got carrier managers that have been in this business for 20, 30 years. They know people on the other end, and they can get it done for you when it gets sticky. That's really the value of a partner in this partner-first model. And again, once we complete that world-class delivery, we've got to follow that up with some excellent support. And our support organization is not only world-class, it is award-winning, as we'll look at in a moment, as to their service and support ongoing of these customers. It's not just getting the design right or the implementation right or the training right or getting through that 90 days of customer assurance. It's making sure that for the next 3 to 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 years, that customer feels supported, is well taken care of, and we adapt these solutions to their business as they grow their business. That's really what we're here for, is to partner with your customers in their business and make them more successful, whether it be telephony or other technologies. Just a few notes about vertical. Those of you who know us do know that we are a leader in technology. We've been nationally recognized for our best practices in customer engagement and support, and we have a deep knowledge in cloud solutions and delivering this in a nationwide experience. We also take the time to really understand that business and tailor the solutions that we're bringing to that particular customer. Not one size fits all. We don't do cookie cutter. Each customer is individual, although we have firm processes and procedures in place on how we manage and do implementations that are very cut and dry and straightforward. We really allow the customer to help us manage and drive those expectations. As we've mentioned, Vertical has been a trusted partner in delivering these kinds of technologies for years and years and years. We have been doing this successfully with 8x8 and ELG for a number of years, and now with the Mitel Partner First initiative, we're really able to bring that same vertical give a damn, vertical difference to the Mitel Cloud Connect product and deliver that for our customers and yours as well. Don't just take our word for it. We've won some awards, and I really like to call this one out. This is the Eastern Management Group. They did a survey of over 3,000 IT execs of companies of 300 or more employees, and they basically asked the question 5 different ways of who do you like to do business with and who takes good care of you. And we came out amongst a slew of other competitors, Ring, Zoom, 8x8, Mitel, the whole 9 yards, Vonage. We came out #1 in customer support, #1 in reliability, and #1 in contact center or in complex applications. And that was a real boon for us. But don't just take the awards as face value. Our customers really speak to that. We've been a number of years, we've been 20, 30 years in a heavy retail implementation, SLED, not-for-profit, pro services, healthcare, banking, auto parts, you name it. We've been involved in it for the past 30 years. And our customers that have stayed with us for those times will speak all the truth about what we do and how well we do it. So it's really about the customers and whether they're satisfied at the end of the day, whether they stay with us at the end of the day. And we're proud to have a lot of these marquees as 20 and 30-year customers that will stay with us for another 20 and 30 years. We hope your customers do the same. So let's talk a little bit about our vertical ethos or our methodology. I like to talk about people, process, and technology, and I like to do it in that order because that is the order in which I feel they're valued. Meaning you can have great technology without process and without good people, and it's just great technology. It doesn't get implemented well. The people are kind of, training's okay, the adoption's okay. But when you have great people with great processes that are tried and true, and you apply those to great technology, you get a great result. So let's talk about how we do that. Well, we start with a well-designed process foundation. I talked about our process. We are really process-driven because the only way to drive the business the way we have for the past 30 years and the growth that we've had and the number of implementations we do every day, every week, day in and day out, is to have a process, a well-defined process, a well-oiled machine that works well. And I like to call this the upside-down pyramid because everybody likes to talk about the successful implementation at the top, but I like to flip it over and talk about the people first, because without the dedicated project managers, the dedicated technical team, the dedicated solutions engineers, and all the people behind the scenes that are getting this done, that successful implementation never happens. You might get an implementation, it might be successful, but it is not the customer adoption that you really want your customers to have. So let's talk through that a little bit more. How do we get there? Well, again, I just wanted to bring some real people, some real faces to the table, right? These are some of our best and brightest. These are often some of the team that you'll get on your implementations. Obviously, we've got over 200 employees, so this is just a smattering, but I picked this from a recent job that we've been doing. And the answer is these people have worked here for a long time. They've got deep, long histories in this industry with Mitel specifically and other cloud providers. And they really have been dedicated not only to this industry and to these products, but to this company. And that says something not only about the company, but about the people. Again, the people are the important piece, that they desire to work here, that they desire to continue to do well, that we go ahead and we prove the ethos that we talk about. We put our money where our mouth is, and we make sure that our customers are taken care of at the end of the day. That's why customers stay with us. It's also why our employees stay with us and have a good long tenure with our company. So let's talk a little bit about our standard implementation process that I discussed. Starts with a kickoff where the PM gets together with the solutions engineer and they build out the steps to success process. which we'll talk about a little bit further. This is really a set of documentation that is shared between, it's a living document between us and the customer that has all of the details of the project, whether it be the names and phone numbers and email addresses of all the people involved in the project, all the way down to the names of the extensions that are being imported, the types of phones, the auto attendants, the call flows, you name it, the carriers, the different phone numbers that are being ported, the different carriers that are going to be ported to, the FOC dates, and all of the inclusive information that goes into the steps to success. Again, this is a document that we have brewed out of 20 and 30 years of experience in doing this over and over, and having made all the mistakes and then documented those in the lessons learned process and improving the steps to success. This way, we really do have success at the end of the project. Everybody's in step as we get there, and we have real alignment with the customer as we go through the process. Communications is key here. Next, we have a network assessment. We think this is obviously a number 2 priority. It's a number 1 priority in my book as I'm a technician. But at the end of the day, we need to make sure that the network we're delivering these cloud services across will handle the cloud services, will be uptime and efficient on the network end, not just on the core end as Mitel and others have done. So really assessing this network early in the process and finding anything that may be out of whack or needs to be improved, or maybe it's all just perfect, so be it. We want to find that out right away before we move into further preparation phase. Then we start building the solution. We sit with you and we really go through a bunch of discovery with your customers and understand, again, how their business ticks, not just what their call flow is, but what does that mean to the business? How could we improve that as we take this step? When transitioning from an existing system to a new system, there's always an opportunity to make it better. And so we're always looking for that with our customers in this preparation and discovery phase. Throughout the process, we're including ongoing status updates for emails and step to success updates, and we have weekly calls or bi-weekly calls or daily calls, depending on the project, as we move into the installation phase. And particularly as we're going through the install, if there's a number of sites that we're implementing or a large number of users, we're making sure to have daily, weekly calls. Did we get everything done that day? Did all the numbers port okay? Is everybody on the same page? Again, communication being really important to the success of a project like this. And then after we're done with the installation, we have a 90-day implementation assurance phase where you still have the same dedicated team, the same executive sponsors, the same technicians, same project managers assigned to your account, making sure that you got what you wanted. At the end of the day, we can design it right. You start using it. You find out 3 days later that you want this auto attendant to change or that user to change or these buttons to change. That's part of that implementation assurance phase. We make sure not only did you get what we designed, but then as you're running it, as you're riding that bike, as you're driving that car, you're comfortable with it, it fits you, it suits you, and we make the tweaks as needed over those 90 days to make sure that you are 100% satisfied with what we've delivered. Again, just another way to look at our implementation process. This is a very simplistic view where we go through discovering, tailoring, lab, UAT, training, pilot, rollout, and ongoing support. But again, it's important to be able to show this to the customer and show them where they are on the journey and be able to simplify that for them so that they understand that we're all in lockstep and we're communicating well. As part of moving forward, we really find training to be what I'll call just as important as all the other things, but only more so. Have a good network architecture, have good network assessment, do great discovery, build a great solution. But if the customers don't adopt it, meaning the end users using that collaboration tool at the end of the day don't adopt it well, then you just got shiny new phones or a shiny new collaboration tool, but you didn't get a whole lot of business impact. And we're all about business impact. Our life in retail with CVS and Macy's and a few other customers has really taught us a lot over the past 20 years about how these technologies can impact business, bottom line revenues, right? And so getting the your customer's customer to adopt this, the end user holding that telephone or using that soft phone or that mobile device really is where the rubber meets the road. So we focus a lot on training, and we specifically focus around customizing that training to the particular implementation. So we do a training red book. It includes the key training tasks, the key people involved, all of the key dates, the standardized rollout plan, some diagrams so that the people we're training can understand why we're doing this. It's not just new technology for new technology's sake, but there is a goal, there is a revenue goal, there is an efficiency goal, there is a better business goal at the end of this. And so we build this overview, this highlight of how this is going to go down so that the customer can really share this and understand. It also keeps us and the customer on the same page, as I've discussed. We then customize the training materials for them. So specifically on how to answer, take, and make a call on a particular telephone for a particular type of business in customer service may be different than in the contact center, may be different than in the sales channel. And we want to make sure that all of those have custom training materials, again, adoption being key, and those training materials live on so that you're able to onboard new employees and reference those back as you need refreshers. And we're there for that as well. After 90 days, we're still there to support you, as I've discussed. We're going to make sure that you're happy. Other documentation that we use in our process, in our standard process, are the vertical steps to success. And I've talked a little bit about this, but again, it contains all of the relevant information and is used by the project manager and by the entire implementation team to just keep that communication flowing, keep all the documentation in one place, and really keep a living, breathing document as we go through this process. Our job is not only to do all the as a service stuff, the planning, the data gathering, the network config, all that stuff, but it's really to keep the customer in the comfort zone, right? The customer may not be an expert at planning and data gathering and network assessment and carrier transport and porting and cut dates and all of that stuff, but we are. And that's what we bring to bear. So we want to keep that customer feeling comfortable, like we've got it. We're going through the process. Yes, it's hard work, but this is what we do day in and day out. This is what we specialized in and excelled in and been successful in the past 30 years. So let us do this, and we'll walk you through it in a very smooth process. We'll keep you, the customer, from bumping into the side rails. Again, I wanted to just share this. This is a little more detailed process of our project plan, and I won't bore you by walking through the process, but it's important to see all of the different teams and people and meetings that are going on in the process as we go through this. So a lot of this has to do with, again, holding the hand and making sure that not only the customer feels comfortable in the face value, but behind the scenes, all of the porting and the technicians and the training and the signing up for training and the nitty gritty is all taken care of in the background. That as a service part is all happening. You know, we've got a team of over 100 people that do that for us every day. And that's what really makes this thing go smoothly. So although the project manager and the solutions engineer and the executive sponsor are on the front lines, you know, holding hands and making sure things are smooth, it's all the other nitty gritty work that goes into behind the scenes to make this happen that really makes the difference. So as I said, the PM is the core point of contact, and they really own the outcome of the process. Behind them is this army that I talked about of people, of full-time operations staff that make sure that this thing goes smoothly, nationwide, wherever it is. And again, our whole goal is to make your life easier. We're here to focus on remote support, to bring our expertise to bear, and really to make your life easy. One of the ways that we do that is by providing exceptional service and support after the fact. We've talked a lot about our implementation strategy, but let's talk about what happens after implementation. Well, you get an award-winning team to go ahead and help you. We do 160 installs every month. We close 400 tickets weekly, and we've got almost 1,000 years of combined experience in this group. We offer your customers a way to get service in the way that they feel comfortable, whether that be calling us, emailing us, or going through the web portal. And you can do all three. You can submit a ticket over email, then call us and tell us it's urgent, and then check your status through the web portal. You choose how you get service from us. We're always there to take care of you, no matter what the modality of input is. And again, communication being key to the whole implementation process. The same thing is valued here in our service organization, such that if you have a service escalation, you can escalate not only to the national support manager or to the VP of operations or the senior VP of operations, but all the way up. Yep, that's Ben Treadway. That's his picture and his cell phone number. We take it very seriously. If you have a service escalation, we want you to get serviced right away. We understand that communications is critical to a lot of your business and cannot be down at any time, particularly for 24/7 operations. And so we focus and specialize in making sure that on the service side, you're getting the service you deserve. And if you're not, you're escalating quickly through the right channels to people in authority who can make changes and get you sorted. Again, we provide local on-site support nationwide, professional project management, and extensive carrier relationships. That's what the partner brings to the table. That's what Vertical brings to the table in this partner-first-led Mitel endeavor. Again, I hate to toot our horn, but I don't. These are hard-won and fought customers that have been with us a long time, and it really comes down to not anything that I've said today, but what these customers think about our service, implementation, and support. And each one of them would give you a different story about how we did them right, or they had a hard time with another carrier and we were the solution, or they had a hard time with us and we still made it right, because stuff like that happens. It's about partnering and maintaining relationships in this business, and we've done that successfully for 30 years with both large and small customers. So let me wrap it up. What does this mean to you and your clients? Well, your clients can now get vertical level quality with the Mitel Cloud Connect solution. Previously, if you bought Mitel Cloud Connect from anybody, it was an agency agreement. The agent did the paperwork, but then handed it to Mitel, and the contracts were with Mitel, the implementation with Mitel, the project management with Mitel, the post support with Mitel, the contract renewals with Mitel. Everything was hands off for the partner. So this is a very different model, giving your customers more choice with the same great service. What is a good fit for a Mitel Cloud Connect partner-led model here? We really find that existing Mitel customers that are ready to migrate to cloud are a great fit to move here to work with us in a partner-led model. Mitel customers who are currently unhappy with their current service, yes, because of our excellent award-winning service organization, Mitel often brings us their unhappy customers and hands them to us and says, please take good care of them, right? We're all done with them, right? But we are those go-to guys in this industry. We'll take the right people and make them right. So if you've got an unhappy customer, we're a good place to at least bring them to see if we could make them happy, and we do that every day. And again, customers wanting to migrate cloud, but needing deeper telephony features or a better understanding what telephony is, that's where a partner can really come alongside and manage that journey for them with them as they move to cloud. In summary, Mitel partner-led is just better with vertical because of the vertical difference, because of that give a damn that we bring to the table. We bring experienced people dedicated to your success and your customer's success. And we really bring that people, process, technology thing to life. We live it and breathe it every day. And that's what wins us awards for being so focused on customer delivery. And at the end of the day, we like to maintain long relationships with our customers, not just sign 3-year contracts, but 10, 20, 30-year relationship where we are building and growing upon the successes that we've had. So again, I appreciate your time today. I'm going to open it up for questions and discussion. I'm going to hand it back to Eric and Rebecca. And Daryl, if you'll help me answer any of the nitty-gritty technical questions as we go, I appreciate it. Again, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate having you here today. Thank you.
All right.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I don't see any questions in the chat. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at webinars@vertical.com. And we'd love to hear from you. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.